How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Thanks for waking up early for us.
That's no problem. I've been up.
So take us through the process here. I know you coached a long time in Hamilton, and I guess you were at Rowan for a little while, right?
Yeah, I was just at Rowan with my brother, Pat, who's there full-time, and so once I had, resigned from Hamilton, I wanted to try the college gig there, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. And so this really came up kind of abruptly here. I turned 55 in April, so I have enough years in the public school system to retire. So I was kind of looking around, for different things, even some things outside of football, which didn't really appeal to me too much, to be honest with you. But then this, happened all of a sudden, with the staff resigning there at St. Augustine, and it was late. So, I kind of looked into it a little bit, and then before you know it, one thing led to another. So it was kind of a perfect fit for me at this point in my, life and career, and, for my family, really, to be honest with you, because I can retire from the public school system, with my pension, and, then begin this. Because I always, one thing I always said is when I retire, I would love to continue to coach if someone would have me. So not necessarily as a head coach either, but in this instance, that was the way to get in the door. So that's how I'm here.
Now, Coach, how have your Hamilton faithful reacted to your kind of going over to the dark side with St. Augustine here?
Totally. Everything's been totally positive. I mean, people who understand the situation, everything's been positive. But I'm sure, you're never going to please everybody, but life, that's life. You know what I mean? You got to make the best decision for yourself and your family, and then go forward. But, so far everything's been positive. Hamilton's in a great place, with Jimmy Razzo coaching, and he's got a great staff, and, he's keeping that thing going. So, I felt comfortable when I left. It was in great hands, and I thought I left it in great situation as well, and so, move forward.
Kind of ironic a little bit, I guess. I mean, you spend most of your career trying to beat St. Augustine and, having that great rivalry with those guys, and here you are coaching the Hermits.
Yeah, well, really, truth be told, we really haven't played St. Augustine, schedule-wise there for years. We played them in the beginning when their program first started. Yeah, and it was a struggle. But having been there from their beginning as an opponent to where they have grown, it's truly amazing. And, so they should be commended for that. So it really weren't, opponents, in the later years of my career.
Talking with Coach Pete Lancetta, new head coach for St. Augustine Prep football. Coach, was it an easy sell for them to get you? I mean, that's a great program they got going on over there, great facilities. I mean, if you're a football coach, it's hard to ask for a better situation, right?
Yeah, but absolutely. I mean, for all the things you just said, I mean, the facility, and I hadn't been there. I mean, my son played tennis, so I went and watched a tennis match maybe about 5 years ago or something, so I'd been there a couple times like that, but it's grown, and when you take the tour through, it's really it's a college campus is what it is, and it's just the whole theme, everything there is out of family and unity, and it's like I said, it's college type where those kids are going to school, academically first, let alone the athletes that get in there and all the different sports and go to college. It's just truly amazing. But yeah, it's a great place. I'm going to be teaching there as well. And everybody I talk to, including Coach Rodeo, I've been there for so many years, and I've had people that have taught at Hamilton that have gone over there to teach after they retire, and they absolutely love it. So, as a matter of fact, the very next day when I went to Hamilton, some of the teachers that are in a similar situation to me were coming up to me, hey, let me know if there's an English opening, or let me know if there's a math, things like that. So it was kind of a little funny there. But I'm not going to lie to you. It's not, as you get into it, it's not, how should I say, as great a situation as it may look from the outside. And when I say that, it's, how things go when a staff abruptly leaves and so late in the game, and then the vultures come out, and the kids start to talk. And
sure,
then,
yep.
You got your incoming freshman class that was neglected, so there are definitely some things that have to be worked out, but that's all part of the game, and the situation. And, we're going to take it on certainly full steam ahead, that's for sure.
Coach, what's your plan of action now for the next, say, month or so? I would assume you kind of have to come up with almost like sort of a business plan, what a business owner might do in launching a business, and say, okay, how do I want this to run? Who's going to be on your staff, all that kind of stuff. So a lot to work out in the next 2 months or so, right?
Absolutely. So I met the kids twice so far. Once. For the first time, and then they had a little workout yesterday. There were some staff that had remained there because they're in the building, and they were trying to keep things going in the weight room and whatnot. So, no surprise. Kids have a great work ethic, everything like that. The ironic thing here is that it's almost a blessing in disguise here. They have this third semester, and it's a requirement. So although they're done school with their exams and everything, they all travel. Some kids are traveling out of the country. Some kids are going to different parts of the country. Some kids are going to remain in the vicinity. But they all have to do something for the next week and a half, 2 weeks. And that, like I said, is a requirement. So technically, their school really doesn't end for another 2 weeks. So they won't be around, and that's just the way it is. So during this time period, I'm going to do all those things that you just mentioned, and I've been doing that. I've been up at night, and everything, and there's a lot to do. And I told obviously a little behind with everything. I'm used to here's this date and this is what we do, and then but and it'll get that way, but it's just going to take some time. I have a big parents meeting this Tuesday night, for not only the returning parents but also the any incoming freshmen, and we're still trying to get a grasp of that because, like I said, that was neglected, okay? And so, we're trying to get a handle on that too. So they sent out like a mass email, kind of a meet the coach night, and I'm going to talk to the parents about who I am and what I'm about, and answer any questions that they might have, and then we're going to go on, and whoever's there is there, when we get started, and they're the guys we'll coach, and then we'll progress from there.
We're talking with Pete Lancetta, new head football coach at St. Augustine Prep, formerly of Hamilton and Rowan University. Coach, how has your philosophy changed at all in the last couple of years? I know it's a lot different coaching now than maybe in the late 80s, early 90s. A whole different type of kid and whole different, a lot more parent interaction, all that kind of stuff. What's the biggest change you've seen during your career, and how do you attack your job now as a guy who's coaching kids who weren't even alive in the 80s and 90s?
Definitely the attention span has changed, with social media and everything like that. So trying to keep their intent. We even saw that in the college level. That's one of the things the coaches were harping on with the kids, paying attention to what's been said and, remembering what was said and, all that stuff. That's the biggest thing. But, kids that play the game are basically the same kind of kids. They're hard. To make it through football, if you don't work, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. And I don't allow that in my program. And, most of the very good programs around anywhere won't allow that. So, we just want kids who are going to establish a great work ethic and, be disciplined and, and unselfish and all the things that go into making a great program. So, I'm not changing from that standpoint. I will say that, having been at Rowan now offensively, with what we were doing there, my brother was the coordinator, and so, I learned a lot in terms of, getting more into the, I guess the college game, you know what I mean? And so, whereas before I was strictly wing T, actually wings and things I used to call our offense. Yeah, so we would dabble in some other, so we would dabble in some other things too. So, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at what we have, the type of kids that we get into the program, and that's kind of a work in progress, but that will be, once we get ready to go in a couple of weeks, we're having a little camp and everything, so we'll, when I say camp, I say like, a little practice kind of that we're allowed to do after after they're out of school. And so, it'll all be decided by then, and we'll go forward with that.
Coach, I don't know if these kids today, I don't know if you could sell them on the wing tee. I mean, you don't get dates to the prom when you get 18 carries for 48 yards. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you, with the receivers and some of the kids I just witnessed yesterday working out, on the field and whatnot, doing their thing out there. We won't be in that typical vanilla wing tee set. I can guarantee you that. We got people. We got people that need to touch the ball. So, and I just talked to the kids about that yesterday, as a matter of fact, because they're questioning, what are you going to do, Coach? So I had a good meeting with the seniors, and that was one of their questions. What do you think we're going to be doing offensively? And I assured them that wasn't going to be it. And I'll be honest, anybody knows the offense that we ran, even when I was at Hamilton, especially during the latter years. When I say wings and things, that's truly the case. We were in the gun a little bit, and we were doing some things out of that. For a while too. So, I think you could do a little bit of both, and you can mix them together. So we'll see.
Well, Coach, you walk into a pretty nice situation in terms of Coach Mark Reardon did a great job there, kind of building up the expectations, the work ethic. I mean, these kids know how to win now, so that's a nice situation to walk into. Kids that aren't going to be taken aback by what it requires to become a great program.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, look, the record speaks for itself, so it's our job to not only keep it going, but to build upon it, And like I said, numbers concern me right now, I think we got to build our numbers up as you get in there and dig deep and look at the younger kids coming up. I mean, numbers-wise, there's not very many. So that's an area that needs to be addressed. That's the first thing. I want to increase our numbers. And there was no freshman program there for the last couple of years. And so, that's something else that needs to be addressed. So, some a little bit different philosophy there. But, absolutely, they did a great job.
Great stuff, as always, Coach. We appreciate you taking a few minutes, and good luck on your new venture. I know you got a lot of work to get done.
I sure do. Well, thank you very much, and hope you have a very nice Memorial Day weekend here.
Appreciate it, Coach. We'll catch up to you in August and start talking some football again.
You got it. Take care.
Thanks, bud. That was Coach Pete Lancetta, formerly of Hamilton High School, the new head football coach at St. Augustine Prep. So